Alright, welcome back to joining me on this hell world of Vulcanus. Hey, still too long? Okay. Let's... hold on, logistics. Okay, let's hope that fixes that up. Okay, so I took a look at my map string to see if this is the only source of tungsten ore nearby. At the very edge of the preview window, all the way to the north, there is tungsten that may be more easily accessible. But I will have to fight through a mountain to get through it. So, I need to figure out if I can get it out another way. It looks like I might be able to. So that would be able to jump. Can... Okay, so it looks like that would be possible. Is that possible? What's that gap? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That can go. That's not far enough. Okay. So, blue belts or the green belts? Okay, which I can. Well, I can get to the blue belts, maybe. There's another option, possibly this way. That's not big enough. I don't even know if I can go. I'll have to check to see if I can go over or under lava. So we'll have to check that real quick. But basically, I'm gonna have to make an entire base all the way up to rocket launches to get off this planet anyway. I can test over here if... Okay, so we can test here. Okay, let's head down there and test that. And okay, so these pipes up here aren't that important anymore. So let's first of all disconnect those there. And disconnect them there. And this one is coming up this way, connecting this way. Coming across here, so cut that. Oh, here's another weird one. Where are you coming from? All the way over there? Okay. Okay. You might need another one over here, so let's just add one right here. Okay. So, entities are being damaged. There, okay. Missing materials. Okay, so we'll go check that real quick. We want to go down there. Hold on. Okay, it doesn't look like that goes over lava. Okay. That's important to know. And I guess my other option would be to use drones to get it. Yeah, using drones, I guess, is the other option. So the one I need to get rid of is over here on this side. I need to get this. Okay, hold on a second. Show pipelines. Yeah, so the red line is very... Okay, so there's that. Okay, let's put one right here. Okay. Let's wait for this to update. So, yeah. I'm probably stuck on Vulcanus for a little while until I get this figured out. Come on. Okay, anyway. So we can see that one's no longer connected. Hold on. Let's get rid of some of this stuff so we don't need that anymore. Just so it's a little easier to see. And we don't need that anymore or that. Is it holding? Okay, so let's grab that and then go right about, oh, I don't know, here? Yeah, that'll make that long enough. Okay. So, alright, hold on a second. Let's move you up a bit here. Okay, so what I want to do is... So from here we can make iron and copper stuff. So we can straight up make the plates, the steel, the gears, cables. Okay. I guess we'll just start at the beginning. Okay. So I guess the first check is concrete, because it's hard to see on this terrain type. You need stone bricks. And you need concrete. Okay. So I'm not making stone bricks or concrete, I guess. Can I make either of those from this? Or should I... Hold on, let's go right here. We can make concrete, which will need stone bricks, and... Okay. Okay, so first of all, we need to prioritize right about here, I guess. The output to the right. Let's go from here to here. Okay, then we are going to grab... Did I bring electric furnaces with me? Let's see if I have enough. Okay, we're gonna make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's also grab you and we'll go like that. Okay, and then we will grab okay. I'll start with that. Because you need bricks and then you need concrete. So that at least gets some bricks going. Okay. Not a lot of bricks, but... Oh, and in that case, I should also... demand all the stone here that we have. So I can just throw that on the belt. Okay. So we still have an issue here. We still have... Okay, so what's the issue here? So the issue here... What is the issue here? So this corner issue shouldn't be a concern. So why is it a concern? Is it that big of a concern? Or is it the fact that... Hold on. Or is that the issue? That might be the issue. I put it on the wrong side. Okay. The stone bricks are going. Okay. So we'll get some... Oh, no. Got an issue again over on Novice. Okay. Oh, no. It's just not there yet. Okay. Yeah, it's got to be after the blocks. So... Let's put one... here. So that fixes that block. Okay, and then we're going to wait a bit here. And then I think from here, we can start cutting some of this up. Let's cut that and that. here. And then we have the same issue here. Okay, and then it looks like it'll be solid there for a little bit. Okay. So over here in this nightmare. Okay, let's get over there. So we have you up to 3. Let's have you go up that high. And you go up that high. And so what I need to do is just make a ton of stone. But for that, I'll need an actual demand for it, which I don't really have a demand to make stone here. I could just start grabbing a bunch of stuff and throwing it on. Hold on. And just throwing a bunch of stuff away. So I could do that. I could just start throwing a bunch of stuff away. Just to make sure there's a bunch of stone. Which I think I will do to get this started. Let's give a little bit of breathing room here. Okay. Alright, just start throwing a bunch of copper. Okay. Alright, now what's going on over here? Great, okay. Now let's find a nice place to start. Okay, so we need to find a nice... So we got that here, we got there. We can go right over the coal, there's so much of it. I don't think I need all this coal right now. There's a nice stretch from here to here to here. Okay. We'll start with... Okay, yeah, we're going to start with these areas. So we are going to take you, reinforced concrete. Might as well use the reinforced concrete. Yeah, slightly faster walking speed. Okay. Okay, looks like we do have a limit. Come on, as big as you can. One there. 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 And there. And then we will take this all the way up here to all the way down to here. And then we will take right about here. Okay, and then we'll let those drones do that for a moment. Okay. Now, to make sure there's enough, this needs a lot of copper poles, which we are making over here. Great. Let's just pull a bunch of those out. And we'll need a lot of steel, which is right here. Oh, that's doing pretty good. I don't need this many copper poles, do I? Let's just do that. And then we need water. I think we're making plenty of water. 90 a second. Hold on. Get into this mode. Yep, producing enough there. And then needs one of these a second. That's going a little slow for that. So we will put at least one in there. And see how that does. Okay. One might be enough. That's 20% increase. I think you need at least two to get it fast enough. Yeah. Okay. And then over here, ooh, that's doing good. I think for these ones, do I want production? I don't think I really need production or anything in these. Yeah. I should have this prioritize the input from the left side. Just because if I'm backed up on stone, I need the stone to go away. Okay. And, oh, am I out of speed mod? Oh no, I have them on me. Hold on. Let's just get over there. Okay. Yep, now it's slightly positive. And yep, okay. This isn't gonna work for now. What's this? Hold on. Just throw you over there for now. Just to make my job easier, I'm going to get rid of all that for now. We're going to take that off me, that off me. We're going to take pretty much all of this off of, well, not all of it. But we need to clean this up. Okay, so logistics. I'm going to want at least a stack of... We're still dealing with normal qualities. Yes. So, normal quality steel chest, normal quality that, and then, hold on. I think we want at least, let's start with at least one stack of all this stuff. Okay. And then we want inserters. Let's move you over there for now so I can keep some stuff clear. Okay. The next thing is power poles. We're not getting wood here, but okay. And then we'll go with piping. We'll get the rails. And it looks like the next one is... Okay. So right now I don't want any logistic bots. Okay. And we're going to want lamps. Okay. We'll worry about that in a moment. Okay. This is the logistic stuff. So, let's bring the inserters over here. Let's put you up here. Okay. Put construction drones and you there. We will put pipes here. Then we'll put inserters. And then we have okay, all of these. Then we have the hazards, and then we have that one. Okay. Let's start with that. And then I want to make the hazards. So we need to make our hazard. We don't need that much. I wonder why it determines that when I copy this. Like, I'm not sure. Okay. So we have those going at least. Okay. So that's gonna take his time. So we're going to want to bring in, which way am I going? This way? That way? Okay. We're gonna need to get everything up to the sciences. So I guess the first thing I gotta do is make everything. Okay. So my constant combinators, which I'm not making yet. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we're going to need plates. Okay, so plates. I think I can make this, yep, in the foundry. Can't make that in the foundry. Okay. I guess that's what I need to know, is like, what can I make in the foundry? So, where's my foundries? We'll wait for that for a moment. Okay. So right now I can make, let me write this down. I can make the belts and the pipes. In the foundry. That's good to know. For production, we can make, okay, so foundries itself and the big miners can only be made here, I'm pretty sure. And then for components, we got the molten, that's a pretty simple step. We can take the iron ore melting and the copper ore melting and turn it into, yeah. So we can make the iron copper plates. Steel gears and rods. The LDS, okay. I can make regular concrete directly. Okay, I should set that up. That'll be really good for me. A copper cable. And of course the tungsten plate, but we'll worry about that one a little later. Okay. So most of the stuff I would want can be made. Okay, so here we definitely want a thing of copper. We definitely want that. We're gonna want steel. We do eventually are going to need the circuits. Are those the ones I'm going to want to make on the spot or further on? Oh, I can actually choose the icons I want. Okay, hold on a second. So I want casted plates. And I want casted copper. Casted steel. And casted gears, definitely. Oh. I am gonna need the low density structure at some point, but I don't know if that's something for the belt. I also want to make all the sciences, so... Okay. Okay. Ooh. I can make one of those directly in the foundry. Yeah, the belts. Okay, so... if I were to make the belts directly in the foundry, that would produce at a rate of 24 per second. That's a lot of... That is a lot of belts a second. Okay. That is a lot. Okay. We'll be able to make all that. The stone bricks. Okay, so we have access to everything we need here. Coal. We want to keep track of coal, probably. We're going to want sulfur. We don't need a lot of sulfur. Plastic. We need stone itself. Okay. So we will have to feed the stone itself back onto the belt. Okay. Yep. Yep. Space Science will build something up above for that. Okay. So to make that, I will need the lava coming in. Okay, so I'm going to need at least one pipe for lava. We also have sulfuric acid, right? Which one of these is that? There it is. Because we have the geysers. Yes. Oh, and we also need that all-important mineral, calcite. Calcite. There you are. Okay. Okay, so I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Because it doesn't expand much further this way. I might want to bring it in and then feed stuff up. So first of all, let's grab all of this. And we'll start right here. Okay. So these have to be staggered in a way. So we're going to put sulfuric acid here. You there. You there. Put you there. You there. Then we'll probably have... Okay. What am I making with iron plates directly that I can't make in the foundry? So, I will need storage tanks. Yep. That's a foundry, that's foundry. That is foundry. Okay, so all the inserters. Pipes are being made. All the train stuff, the lamps. I don't need this steam engine here. I don't think I even need accumulators on this planet. Or even solar panels because of how much sulfuric acid I have. Yeah, okay. That can't be, but we'll think about that in a moment. We're not making that here. I will need that to make that. The batteries. The circuits. Not making that here. Okay. Okay, and okay. Okay. So, that. We probably need maybe no more than 2. Okay. Okay, so... And then the question is copper. We need copper to make, on this planet, this, 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 and the steam turbine. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 items. Yeah, LDS is made. I can make in the foundry. I don't need the heat pipes or this. I don't think I'm going to need more solar panels. Not right now. Oh, I also need to make the batteries. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. You need... Okay, so I can probably get away with just the 1. Yep, that's about to be expected. And yeah, you're just very busy because you need... Oh, hold on. You're just working. Takes a long time for you to work. Shortage? Okay, hold on. What's the shortage? Just normal concrete? Okay, hold on a second. Let's just take all of that. Put it up 1. Put that there. Okay. That might help with that. Oh, and then since we're at it, we'll just throw a couple speed modules in there as well. Okay. The steel is going to be needed for the steel chests, the electrical, storage, engines, my train stops, train stuff, tanks, concrete itself, pump jacks, foundries. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna need a good amount of steel. That's a cast. Yep, so we need a good amount of steel. Okay, so let's... Let's cast... I don't know, 2 belts of steel? Oh, we also need sulfur. So, sulfur... We need sulfur for explosives and coal synthesis. Wait, we don't have to synthesize coal. We have coal on this planet. But we need it for the science itself. Okay. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that until we get the science itself. And then, what are we using explosives for? Cliff explosives themselves. You know, that'll be later on. Cannon shells. That might be useful. Okay. I don't think I actually need to make sulfur in this belt. I think I can make that on the spot. So let's cut that. Gears. We're casting those in the foundry. Do we need... Hold on. Should have taken a look at this. Hold on. Give me one of those foundries. I need to actually be able to see it. Okay. those are cats. Do I need gears for that? I need gears for all of that. All of this. Yep. Jacks. Yep, yep. Okay. So I need at least, so maybe one at the moment, maybe two. One, maybe two. We'll assume one for now. And then plastic. We do need it for that, we need it for that. Needs coal and petrol gas, okay. Okay, so now we need to space it out. So this is, oh, there's one more thing I'm missing. I need water. Okay. So if I were to tell you to make that, you would need... Okay. You do need the gears. How many gears do you need? 8 gears a second for that? Then if I switched you to this, you would need 40 gears a second to keep that up. 80 gears a second. Oh my goodness. Yep. That is just... I just have to try and send you back to novice because you just can't keep up. So, good luck. If it dies this time, it just dies this time. It can't keep up. Yeah, good luck. Okay. And then for something like... Yeah. For this, you need... Okay. You're going to be the tricky one to balance out, but... Okay, so... Yeah, right. I needed to look up how to make water. Steam condensation, pretty simple. And then we get steam from acid neutralization, sulfur. Okay. So we don't need water directly. Okay, so we'll probably have that come out. Just for the sake of simplicity, we're gonna go like this. Alright, let's see how that's doing. Yep. Oh my goodness, did it almost make it? Hold on. Hold on, is there a chance it actually makes it? It's pretty close. It's running out of fuel, which is probably the biggest problem. And thrust, but it might... Yeah, no input fluid. Okay, so it's out of fluid. But now it's holding still. It has no thrust. It has a speed of 10 kilometers a second. There is one turret left. I can protect this portion of... And it's low power. So, ticks on there for a moment. It might drift all the way in. Looks like it might make it. Okay, so we're gonna cut this. We're gonna cut this up to here. this to here. Okay. So that's gonna drop off pretty quick there. So we're gonna convert it into this stuff. I might want to loop out some of the excess stone. And then coal will bring around, I guess, and in. Calcite, lava. Okay, so how many... So, if I have you do that, you are going to produce that much. Okay, and then we're gonna have you cast. Okay, you by yourself are going to make 3.75. So I would need 20 of the, well, approximately 20 of these to fill up one belt. I don't think I have 20 of those. Yeah, because you're waiting on carbide and... Okay. We're going to have to redesign with that in mind. So, we're going to take off one of those. Oop, Control Z. Okay, probably like that. So that means there's going to be a lot less on there. And then I probably want to leave a future space for the carbide, maybe? Okay, we'll see. So, imports country, what are you missing? Are you just full up on too many drones? They're just very busy drones. Okay. So I guess the first thing I'm gonna do is we'll cut that one and that one. Then I'm gonna check on, did it make it? It made it. There's still some issues going on around here. But it can repair now. Yep. So it can work on repairing now. Where's all that steel going to? Oh, it's right here? Okay. And then all this steel is coming from here. Which is very slow. I could throw speed modules into this. Or production. Hold on. I think speed might be the way to go. Hold on. We'll just throw a bunch of speed in there. Okay. So what was I doing? Alright, let's not trash unrequested real quick. Turn that off. Alright, where'd it go? You, there you are. Okay. Right, and then for now, we'll set stuff to zeros that we don't want. Okay. Okay. Let that do its thing. This is going as fast as it can. Right, we want to make concrete with this. So let's go over here, I think. I think I need water. It also needs molten iron. Okay. It's too much of a mess. Okay. So first off, let's go down here. Great, that is pulling enough of the material off to keep that going. And what I want to do is I want to take this and cut all of that off. How far? So it's just that side. Okay. Okay. 30,000. Okay, 160,000. All right. So we'll let that do its thing right there. And then we'll just take all this spaghetti nonsense that's coming through here all the way up to here, and we'll get it lined up with where it needs to go. Okay. So I want a bit more than that. So I want 3 stacks up to 6 stacks on me. So 1 to 2. Okay. Okay. And for now, we'll do this, and this, and we will do this. Okay. Now, over here, we're going to need pipes. So I think... hold on. I was coming this way, coming up this way, getting stuck in that nonsense. Honestly, just see if I can drag it up real quick. Hold on. Now it's along the bottom layer, right? Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, won't go all the way out to there for now. Then we'll do a similar thing with all of this nonsense. But we also need to get pump jacks building. So, for now, we'll grab you. We need you to make pump jacks. We need a lot of them. Yeah, we need a lot of them. Do I want quality? Quality doesn't seem to do anything for this. Oh no, there it is. Resource drain. No, I don't care about the resource drain. There's so much there right now. Nope, don't care about that. Okay, so... let me just... trash unrequested. Okay, so we want... 10, 20. No, not that. 10 as well for that. And 20 for the pipes. Okay. Alright, we'll let that get going because we're going to need a lot of that. Are we not making... Hold on, what are we making? We're making those pipes. Well, we're not making the other pipes. Okay, hold on. Oh, hold on. Ooh. Okay. That'll probably help with that. And there we go, filled with lava. Okay. And just so it doesn't bother me, make those. Yeah, we don't need that many here. Same with this. Okay, we'll just guess 20. Yeah, it's good enough. Okay. Right. I need to get over here. And I need... You are alone are producing. Okay. We're just gonna ghost place all of this so that it's ready to go. Okay. I think that's everything. And then just to make sure. Okay. And then we need to bring sulfuric acid up through all of this stuff at some point. It would be easier to bring it up on the side. I could offset it like this, but hold on. I mean, that could be fine, although I don't think I need both at the same time, so we can put you here. We'll put it here just in case, and we'll just adjust that. Okay, so we're gonna grab this. Just to get started. Okay. That one produces about 109. Okay. We also need steam turbines being made. So, you there, you there. You need to make those. We do not need that much copper here. I'm just gonna guess. Wow, you need a lot actually. 100, 140, okay. Okay, and then this stacks up to 10. Ugh. We'll assume 20 at a time. How is power doing? Fine. How is novice looking? Oh, good, that's fully set up. So we're producing 4.2. It's a little better. But how much steel is this eating up? 5. Ugh. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. Okay. Could have swore this was gonna be more than that. But I guess it's just that slow. Okay. Am I making... Okay, if I want to make the tier 2 modules, it needs blue circuits, red circuits, and the speed modules themselves. Blech. I don't want to mess with that. Okay. Let's see. The Bacchus is rebuilding. That's good. Yep. It's gonna take a while. Okay, so... Okay, great. We have sulfuric acid coming in. And stone coming in. Great. So, the first thing we gotta build is molten metals, which I'm guessing... Do I take the molten metals and immediately cast them? I think so. So, let's grab a blank one here. We need the foundries. And we need, I think that's it at the moment. Because if we're going to immediately cast them, I do need the stuff for to mess with pipes. So we need you, 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 and you. Okay. Let's choose a completely arbitrary distance. Because we're going to cast them immediately. We need 3, 1. Let's base it on how far this can reach. So this can go up here, and this can go up here. Okay, great. We want you to make molten iron. Okay, so that's going to make 93.7. Okay. And then we also going to need to cast all of our favorite things. Oh, not that. We need steel, I think. Okay, so that one uses... we get to use math this time. Okay, great. So we are going to be at a deficit for molten iron, just based off of this. Reduces 6, 1.85. Okay. So we're going to need at least another one of those. I guess we have to wait for it to be built. Okay, so let's... Okay. That'll be at a surplus, so we want to make enough. We're at least going to want another one of those. Let's assume 2 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those, just to keep it simple, I guess. We can use productivity in a few of these to get more, or speed. How much productivity? I don't know how many I have left on here. Modules. Okay. I only have 19 productivities left. I got some speed. I have I'm not gonna. Why did I unlock quality yet? I'm not even using it. Okay, so are we making foundries, or are we just having issues? Okay, you are going as fast as you can. We have a delay here, which has a delay because of stone bricks. And stone bricks is not really having a delay. Okay, got it. Let's just get those stone bricks out. Yep. Okay, stone bricks. And you know what, just for fun, for decorative purposes, I also want walls. Yep, so you can take walls in and out, and we'll have you make, I don't know, 5 of them. Where's the one I'm looking for? There it is. Okay. Okay, and then for our decorative purposes, where's that wall? We're going to put this wall right here. So we want at least a 2 gap right here. That gives me a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here. That gives me a 4 wide to walk through myself. Okay. Alrighty then. Oh yeah, and the foundries. How's that coming? So foundries are right here. You need more carbide. So I got to go get more carbide. Okay. Okay. I don't like this plan I'm about to do. First of all, that one's not something I want. Okay. I'm going to go from here to here. Now, how close can I get to that? Let's see. We want... I don't have any logistic bots on me. Ugh. Okay. Okay. Let's just go pick up some rocks. All right. All right. I think I'm going to call this here, and I'll see you next one. Bye-bye.